Hey, what's up, family? Ramonepreston here, and I want to share with you 5 holding company essentials. 5 holding company essentials. I promise you that if you've ever thought about starting and structuring a holding company and using it to leverage your skill set, to maximize your profits, minimize your taxes, and literally reposition yourself for optimum growth, these 5 essentials are going to help you. But before we get started, I need you to do something for me. Hit the like button. You already know. Hit the share button. And don't forget to subscribe. We are pushing for 10,000 subscribers. Hopefully, by the time you watch this video, we'll be pushing for 100,000 or for 1 million. But for right now, I need you to hit the subscribe button and definitely make sure you hit the bell for the notifications, because we're going to be dropping a lot of new content that's going to help you in your process of engineering a $1 million or multi-million-dollar organizational enterprise. So let's get to the 5 holding company essentials. So what do I mean when I say holding company essentials? Well, just what I mean. If you want to start and structure a holding company, there are certain things that are essential to you starting and structuring your holding company. The first essential is how you file and form your paperwork. Now, if you are a do-it-yourselfer, you should be familiar with the process of obtaining your EIN number from the IRS's website. You're going to be able to get access to the SS4 form. It's an online form, but if you've ever gone through the process of filing and forming your paperwork to get your EIN number and to get your articles of organization from the Secretary of State, of course, this is for LLC. I'm not getting into the different entities. The common one is an LLC. So if you go get your EIN number for your LLC, there's no area on that form for a holding company. So a lot of my clients, students, and mentees ask me, when I'm filing and forming my paperwork, obtaining my EIN number, where do I specify the information or the details for my holding company? Because there's no industry or category for that. You'll see construction, you might see real estate, banking, landscaping, or things of that manner. But on that form, there's going to be a section that says other. If you click other, there's going to be a box that asks you to specify. There, you could just simply type in holding company. That will be suffice, okay, for you to get your EIN number. You don't even have to put it on there, but I'm just saying this is essential if you want to be clear to know you did it right the first time. When you go to obtain your articles of organization, which are for LLCs, through your Secretary of State portal, some Secretary of State portals do have a NAICS code or a category that specifies this LLC is going to be a holding company, like you would find construction, landscape, banking, or whatever the industry is. Some will have offices of other holdings, management of companies and enterprises. Some may not. If they do have it, you'll see it. It's probably going to be offices of other holdings, and it may be a sub-NAICS code of management of companies and enterprises. If it doesn't have it, you have a couple options. The next option would be to just use for any legal purpose. Because remember, the next essential I'm going to share with you, you can put it in there. Any legal purpose will be fine. Some states will give you a section where it's an optional provision where you're able to type in, similar to what you typed in the SS4 form for the EIN number, any legal purpose or holding company, okay? So that's the file and form part. That's essential number 1. Essential number 2 is your operating agreement. Okay, this is for an LLC, your operating agreement. And this is basically the Constitution spelling out what this company is about, what the purpose of it is. So let's just assume you didn't put anything on the SS4 form stating that it is a holding company. Let's just assume you didn't put anything with the Secretary of State. Well, you can still add it to your operating agreement. But again, I know most people, you might be one of those most people, I am, who are entrepreneurs. We just want to do everything right the first time, and we want to know it all up front. We don't want to walk blindly. So if you want to do it right the first time and you want to be clear on how you're doing it, follow the first step of filing and forming for this essential. And then in your operating agreement, you can specify the purpose of this LLC, which is to hold businesses, investments, and other assets. But your operating agreement is going to be essential. Now, who's going to see your operating agreement? Nobody. The bank don't even want to see it, at least most banks. But you're going to draft it and you're going to just file it. Sometimes, depending on if you're working with someone else and there's a multi-member LLC that you're putting together, you might want to get it signed and notarized. But for the most part, you get it signed, you file it, and put it up for your own records, okay? Essential number 3 is going to be your bank account. Now, a lot of my clients ask me, for my holding company, what bank should I bank with? Should it be a credit union? Should it be a local bank, a regional bank, a national bank? Here's what I like to tell people, because I have relationships with bankers for personal banking, commercial business banking, and real estate banking. And I'm telling you, every bank has their own underwriting criteria. One of the recommendations that I like to give my clients and mentees and even students and my family, my community like you, is this. If there are certain banks you just like, you favor more than others, or credit unions, reach out to them, call them, email them, or go visit their local branch. Let them know what you're doing or what you've done in terms of starting and structuring a holding company or a multi-entity enterprise, and ask them what is their underwriting criteria to get these types of entities or this type of structure funded, financed, to get it credit lines, or what is the best banking programs that they have, whether it's checking, savings, or money market accounts. And they have their own boxes to check, and they'll tell you. Here's why I say this, because I have clients who have credit unions, but there are certain things that they wanted to do in expanding their enterprise, because they had holding companies and operating companies that we helped them set up, that the credit union said, nah, we don't recognize that, we're not going to honor it, it's just we don't get it, right? There are other national banks that have said that to some of my clients. But then there are local banks who have told my clients, oh yeah, we get it, we understand, we're a holding company. So that's why I said look for their criteria, ask them what their underwriting criteria is, and don't just get stuck in the minutia of which bank to bank with, okay? Now, along with the bank account, you want to make sure that you have your D&B, your Duns and Bradstreet, and I would also say you want to set up something like a NAV account, because if you have enough personal guarantor credibility that you can leverage and parlay to use for your business, having a Duns and Bradstreet, having a NAV account or something similar. They have several different platforms, but this is a very common one. This helps you establish credibility. This can track trade lines that you set up to give you that leverage. And again, if you're setting up a holding company, that's what we're talking about, holding company essentials. You want to have all this for your holding company, and you actually want to have this for other operating subsidiaries. So that means if you set up a holding company LLC, and then you set up 4 or 5 other operating company LLCs, you want all of them to have their own bank accounts, their own operating agreements, their own EIN numbers, their own articles of organization, their own DNB numbers, and their own NAV accounts. Why? Because these are personal credibility foundations for each of those entities. All right? Essential number 4. After the filing form, after the operating agreement, after the bank account, DNB, NAV account, or whatever else you want to add to it, I'm not getting into that. Number 4 would be, I'm going to put products and services, P and S for products and services. Why is this important? Because I hate to see people set up all these sophisticated entities and they ain't got nothing to market or sell. You don't have nothing to market or sell. You have to generate revenue. This is one of the reasons why a lot of entrepreneurs in today's world, they get stuck in the banking essential. They get stuck with the DNBs and the NAVs and the trade lines and trying to get credit lines because they're not generating real revenue. You got to make sure that your products and services are essential. Now, there are different types of products and services. If you follow me, I like to show you how to use your holding company to run certain intellectual products and services through. That could be consulting, coaching, or education. These are intellectual in nature. You can actually run them through your holding company. And people who say, well, I don't want to risk, you ain't got nothing in there. You're just getting started. You're on the come up. So you don't have to have separate entities for things that are non-volatile or not risky. You can just have more insurance on your holding company. But products and services are essential. Intellectual products and services. And then if you have other risky, volatile products and services that you're offering, whether it's real estate investing, property management, landscaping, things that are real risky and volatile, you separate them in other LLCs that are owned by the holding company, but products and services are essential. And then last but not least, the fifth essential is S&P. Is actually P and S backwards, but S&P is systems and processes. You want to put your systems and processes together. I recommend to my mentees, my clients, my students, two important systems and processes. Number one, a financial management system like QuickBooks. I love QuickBooks. I'm a QuickBooks ambassador. By the way, shameless plug, if you need a link to QuickBooks to get up to a 55% discount, be sure to leave a comment, and my team and I will reach back out to you to give you that link. So you want to have a QuickBooks account, which every entity that you have needs its own QuickBooks. But that would be one essential system, because you want to start tracking your financial activities to create your financial processes. And then you want to have some project management / CRM type system. You don't have to get sophisticated and have several ones if you're just a solopreneur on the come up. I actually have two that I recommend, and I can get them to you if you want that information. Again, leave the comments. Leave that in the comments, and I'll make sure I reach back out to you and give it to you, or my team will. So these are the 5 essentials to starting and structuring your holding company: filing form, operating agreement, bank account, which includes DNB, NAV account, products and services, intellectual and or physical or both, and systems and processes, in which if you're on the come up, solopreneur just getting started, let's get your financial system set up. And then let's get your project management / CRM so you can start marketing and start making money. If you like this video, if you'd like to see more videos like this, even though I got like thousands of videos on my channel, leave a comment. Let me know how much value this brought to you. Maybe it helped you understand something you were questioning concerning holding companies. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. My team and I, we're here. We want to help you engineer your business to 6-7 figures and beyond. And don't forget, like, share, and be sure to subscribe. Help your boy out. Subscribe to my channel. Peace.